Hello, my name is Matt. Welcome to Unbearable 73. I'm going to review Yellowstone Season 1 in this episode. Yellowstone's a TV show that came out in 2018. It airs on Paramount Plus. It was created by Taylor Sheridan and John Linson. It's a modern Western, a show type that has to tread a particular line between being cowboy enough to seem like a Western and modern enough to take place in a facility of today's society. So kind of old and kind of new, blended right. The main character is Kevin Costner as John Dunn. That's this guy right here. I'm sure you know who Kevin Costner is. He's a patriarch of the Dunn family and owner of the ranch known as Yellowstone, which in this fictional setting is the largest ranch in Montana. Supporting cast is rather large. I'm just going to give you the main cast and explain some of their roles. Luke Grimes plays Case Dunn. He's a former Navy SEAL and John's youngest son. Kelly Riley plays Bethany Dunn, the only daughter and third child of John Dunn, who works as a high-end financier and business broker. Wes Bentley plays Jamie Dunn, an attorney and second-born child of John Dunn. That's him. Cole Hauser plays Rip Wheeler. He's a ranch foreman who John considers a son, and it's his left hand, so to speak. Kelsey Asbille portrays Monica Long Dunn, Case's American Indian wife. Brecken Merrill plays Tate Dunn, the son of Case and Kelsey and John's only grandchild. The kid does a pretty good job for a child actor. Jefferson White plays one of the regular ranch hands, Jimmy Henderson. Danny Houston plays Dan Jenkins, a billionaire land developer. Gil Birmingham plays Chief Thomas Rainwater, the chief of the show's fictional Broken Rock Indians. Foria J. Smith plays Lloyd Pierce, a senior ranch hand at the Yellowstone. Denham Richards plays Colby Mayfield, a ranch hand at the Yellowstone. Ian Bowen plays Ryan, a ranch hand at the Yellowstone. Ryan Bergam plays the newest ranch hand at the Yellowstone. And Dave Annabelle, whose picture I don't have, plays Lee Dunn, the oldest child of John, and in most respects his right-hand man and the most loyal child. The show has a huge ensemble cast. I'll just move this out of the way then. The show's a huge cast, and there's so many plots that they all interweave through. Like the ranch hands are a group for one set of plots, but then another set of plots, one of the ranch hands is in that set of plots, and likewise, each of the kids have plots that are together and they're separate. And there's no way to go over this without vastly spoiling the first season. So I'll just give some summaries, So Yellowstone is the story of John Dunn, the patriarch of the Dunn family, owner of the Yellowstone Ranch, the largest ranch in fictional Montana. He's also one of the top dogs in local and state finance and local and state politics in Montana. John has to face off against legal and illegal threats to his life, his family, his land, and his property. The supporting characters will operate in one of those subplots or more than one. The primary threat to his land is from the new chief of the formerly friendly Broken Ridge Indian tribe. Complicating this is that John's most reckless son is married into the tribe and his father, John's only grandson. The secondary threat to his land comes from land developer Dan Jenkins. John's also threatened politically as others want the power he has and see him as aging and his time has passed, particularly when he gets some bad medical news which won't spoil. His second oldest son, who has been his right-hand man and his lawyer, finally step out of John's shadow and be his own sort of figurehead. His daughter, Beth, only wants her father's approval and love, but doesn't care at all about the land and doesn't understand the things that John loves and why John loves them. His oldest son, Lee, and his chief ranch hand, Rip, are kind of like John's legal and illegal strongman through many subplots. And John is, he's not a good man. He's an okay man. He'll do the right thing, but his sense of the right thing is a little off. Is the best way to put the characterization of him. He's not evil, and he's not in that sort of murky, dark territory like in The Shield that the character played there. He's almost a good guy, but in modern terms, good guys obey certain laws, and in this type of show, they can't. So yeah, in modern terms, he's not a good guy, but in this type of show, yes, I guess you have to say he's sort of an anti-hero, dark hero, good guy. Yeah. So here's some thoughts on Season 1. I enjoyed most of the characters. The character I thought most problematic, although I wonder if it's just the fact that long-term story arcs are more complicated. You have Beth Dunn, who seems like a train wreck, wrecking everything in our path, Although sometimes that train is directed and crushes John's enemies, once he's demonstrating how daughterly love for him. I can't see our character being like this for 3 more seasons. Something's got to give. And his Chief Thomas Rainwater. The perception that the Dunn family have been friendly and allied to the Broken Indians for generations. They don't have any explanation of why Chief Thomas Rainwater now wants to claim or reclaim Yellowstone, or he is directing the tribe to hostility with the Dutton family. And we go through the entire first season now with no explanation for why the Indians, who seem friendly to them, are now enemy them. The plots, I was a little leery after the first couple episodes that this is going to be way more soap opera than Western, but the Western elements came on strong with the blatant illegal activity that all sides engaged in. You have to be careful with this sort of stuff, because in the real world, which many of us are more of the mass media, broadcasting trials and cop arrests and all that, plots like her in the show, we know they would never get away with. So you got to be real careful with a fine line of making it just believable enough. So, for example, the Sons of Anarchy, the first 2 seasons were great, but then they went off this rails in this crazy train when they started winning against the IRA, the CIA, the KGB, the several Mexican drug cartels. It just went over the top. How like this motorcycle gang kept beating the U.S. government, multiple government agencies. Season 1 of Yellowstone, season so far has traveled this narrow track very carefully. Production is good quality. Nothing stands out exceptional, but nothing makes you lose interest in the show either. Same thing with the sound, the score, and the music. Nothing outstanding. It's all quality and well used. One note, despite being a somewhat darker themed Western that treads in areas of politics and organized crime, it also has some surprisingly good comedic moments. They're not too much that takes you out of the setting, and they're darkly comedic when you need it. So just the right time, there'll be a little bit of a comedic note that'll come along and will sort of just lighten the mood up enough for you to not get too dark, So now I got my 5 questions that I always put up, about whenever I view a series or a show at its conclusion. So number 1, at its conclusion, does this show or season make me wish I had more to watch, or does it make me wish I had been shorter or that I waste time? No, I definitely want to watch season 2. That's basically what that means. Do I hate the portrayal of any of the primary characters? There's really one primary character, and I liked John Dunn as a character. As a person, maybe not so much, but a character, sure. Did the show annoy me with the moronic gimmicks like camera techniques that constantly cut away from the action, or filming the action sequences so close you can't see what's going on? Or do they use that moronic shaky cam technique? No. Is the show preaching at me, telling me I need to change something about my life as actual plot? Nope. Are there deal-breaker moments, anything so weird that I can't get my suspension of disbelief back? Nope. Conclusion. Yellowstone is definitely worth watching. Season 1 is for sure. And I did a review of 1883, season 1, which is the prequel. I recommend watching that as well. I highly recommend those 2 seasons so far. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the rest of this show once it goes crazy, like I said. Sometimes they get too Western to be believable. Comment down below if you please, and if you have any questions for me. Share this video if you will. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. My name is Matt. This has been Unreal 73. Have a nice day, and I am out of here.